Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're actually going to be playing two puzzles from James Sinclair's Artisanal Sudoku series. Now, the reason is the first puzzle, which is normally the easiest, had the word dynamic fog in it. And whenever I see that word, or let's say combination of words, that phrase, I always think this is going to be a lot of fun. I entered a couple of digits in, well, not at random, I kind of figured out what they're going to be, and obviously nothing happened to the fog. So I knew we're going to be in for a bit of a treat because of that dynamic fog nature. Now, on the off chance that we have actually solved this reasonably quickly, I have prepared the third puzzle, but I am going to be playing the alternative version just to try and keep this video overall under half an hour long. We'll see how we get on when we walk through today's puzzle and rule sets with first one from a Ramblin Wreck by James Sinclair, and the following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply and all clues are standard, by the way. First one is dynamic fog, and that's the reason I picked this puzzle. Correctly place digits clear fog from their own cell and possibly other cells. So you can't, I'm going to demonstrate this. Placing a single digit on a cleared cell will do nothing. However, what we might find is as we go around, it's actually going to clear fog in a different area entirely, and that would allow us to start making progress all over the shop. So I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to evolve. So what else do we have? We've got cages. So essentially that's saying these 4 cells add up to 13. The sum of the digits inside it is, and the digits cannot repeat within the cage. German whisper lines along green lines, digits differ from their neighbor by at least 5. So if this cell is a 2, for example, this cell would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away from the 2. And their digits in a cell separated by a V sum up to 5. These 2 cells have to sum up to 5. If it was an X, they would have to sum up to 10. Digits in a shaded square are even, so this cell here would be 2, 4, 6, or 8. And digits in cells separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. We don't have an example in here, but if you imagine for a second that this happened to be a black dot, and this was a 2, the cell connected to it would be 1 or 4 to make sure that one cell is double the other. So, fairly straightforward set of rules. And as always, if you want to play along, link in the description. Well, hopefully links in the description down below for you to play. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Right, so we know that obviously on the German whisper line, this is the low digit. This is from 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. These 2 cells add up to 5. And therefore, these 2 cells have to add up to 8 to get to 13. So 8 and 5. Now, this cell is even. So my options are, well, I think it can only be a 2, because if we're trying to add up to 8 in here, if it's 2, that would be 6, and therefore that would be 1 and 4. If this is 4, well, I'd have to repeat the 4, and that's not going to work, and then I'd repeat it again to get in here. That's definitely not going to work, and obviously 4 is not 5 or more away from even a 1. So this is 4, this is 1, this is 4, this is 6, this is 2. And yes, you need to place everything in the square to actually use the dynamic fog nature. Right, so 5, these have to be 12, that can only be 4 and 8. This is a low digit, that's the high digit, that's the 8, that's the 4, it goes back to a 2, then a 3, lovely. Am I going to do German whispers lines? No. 5 and 11. Actually, 2 and 4, this would be 1 or 3 to add up to 5. Well, clearly that's not a 1 because that would be a 2, that would conflict. So that's 3, that's 2, that's 6. And then to get to 11, that's 5. Keep going. 10 and 17, well, that's entirely forced. That's 8, that's 9, that's 4, and 6. Lovely. Keep going. What else do we know? So obviously this is 2 cells that add up to 14. Well, it could be 5, 9... No, where am I going? 5 and 9 in this direction, this would be 1. Or it could be 6 and 8, and this would be 4. And this time, we don't actually know for certain. No, we do. Don't forget Sudoku. Oh, we don't. I was going to say don't forget Sudoku. And here is Sudoku not letting this work. Interesting. Okay, 8 and 9, this is 6 or 7, not very useful. 9 and 6, this is 7 or 8, again, not very useful. It must be Sudoku that I'm missing. Has to be. 6 and 6, there you go, and 6, that is 6, that is 4, and therefore this is 8. And yes, here's another random set. This is 1, 9, not 2, 8, not 4, 6, or 3, 7. The 1 would have to be here, the 9 there, or 3, 7 in either direction. 3, to be fair, is fairly likely, because the 3 has to be in one of these 3 cells. But fairly likely is just not good enough, frankly. 4 is here. That's given me a German whisper line with 2 neighbors. It can only be 9 to be 5 or more away. This is now a low digit that is not 3, 2, or 4. That's just a 1. Frankly, I can get away with a 7 with a 1, 2 neighbors. I don't know. The 9 in here is not a 4 or a 2. It's 1 or 3. We're back to not good enough. Okay. Need more Sudoku. I may need to just play, oh hang on, 7, 8, come on. Play some classic Sudoku for a bit just to improve my scanning, because it is shocking. 5. Right, not 4, 8, not 5, 7. This has to be 9 and 3, and it can only be in this direction because of Sudoku. 9 is in one of 2 cells, less useful. 3, I'm kind of making the assumption that I'm being led around the nose with these things, which, to be fair, may be entirely incorrect, and therefore I'm just checking the 3s, the 9s, the digits that I've just placed. Because it doesn't feel like it's coincidence, the construction of this fog. Well, the 3 doesn't seem to be doing anything. 4 does. That's 4, yep. That's 1, 3. That's not 1. That's 1. That's 3. 3 is now placed. That's 3. Still not quite enough to give us something larger. Where am I going? 8 is now up here as well. Or 8 was already up here for a while and I just haven't made anything of it. 8 is in there. Now this feels a bit random. Why was I taking around this route? 1? Nope. 3? Nope. Interesting. I mean, it's not 8s or 8s. Have I just missed another obvious Sudoku in this cell? I don't think I have. 1s, nope. 2s, also no. I mean, I am running around just randomly placing digits at this point, so maybe I'm going to have to be a bit more systematic. You know, when you say a word like that, actually, why is that 2? That's 3. You know you're going to have to become more systematic. Okay, right. Enough of random shooting in the dark. Actually, here's a 4. Oh, hang on. No, I've already placed it. 4. And it's time to play this a bit more properly. I've somehow lost the trail. That's the only way I can summarize it. Is the dynamic FOD was leading me by the nose for a bit, and then my Sudoku game, classic Sudoku that is not good enough to show me the next step. So 9 is down here, which is again not very good. Got the 4s. Have I got all the 4s? I don't think I have. There's 3 of them in here, 3 of them in there. Yeah, not very useful, and 2 of them here. All right, let's do this one by one. 1s. Yeah, that's all I'm going to get for now. 2s. That's a 2. That's not a 2. That's a 2. That tells me in the German whisper that's a 7 because they're connected. So that's a 7. That is a high digit. That is not 6, 7, or 9. That's an 8. That's another low digit. That is not 1. It's not 2, 3, or 4. It can only be a 1. That's a high digit. That is not 7, 8, or 9. It can only be a 6. 6 can only be surrounded by a 1. Well, then we're back to a high digit. That is not an 8, 6, 7, or 9. Right, that felt better. Sorry, I think it was worthwhile taking the time to scan a bit better, try and find the trail again that I somehow lost. So in here I need 4, 5, and 6. Not hugely useful, that's not a 4. And then for the rest of this, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is 5, 6, or 7. It's not 6 or 7, it is a 5. So up here is 7, 8, 9, meaning that's my 5, that's my 6, that's my 7. These are not 6s. That's a 4, 5 pair. Am I gonna pencil mark 7, 8, 9? Yeah. Why not? Not my style, but if it helps me scan a bit better, it's probably worth it. And the 6, 7, 9 we don't seem to have learned much about. It is repeating, so it's 7 or 9 in here, and 6, 7, or 9 in there. Be good to know what this is. I don't seem... Oh, yeah, of course, the 1 and 9 is removed with this 9. That was a while ago. So that's 3, 7. That's not a 7. Okay. Am I missing more obvious Sudoku again? I mean, probably. These 2s... I don't know. Okay, let's do some more pencil marks. So I need 1, 5, and 3. Okay, no, hang on. 1, 5, and 2. So this is 1, 2, 5. That's 7, 9. No, the 5 is not here. That's the 5. That's another 7 or 9. Then I have what? 1, 3, 7, 8, and a 2 somewhere in here. And then 3, 7, 8, 9. Less useful. The 1, 2 pair. No 2, no 2. Is that another 1, 2 pair? That can't be right. Oh yeah, the 2's already placed. For a second I was thinking how we're going to disambiguate these. So what's in here? 1, 6, 9, and 7. Well, 7 is none of these. That's 7. That's 1. This isn't 6 or 9. That's 9. That's 6. That's much better. That 1 gave me 2 and 1. These are known digits with 2 and 6. Yeah, they are disambiguated. 2 and 6. Then I have 4, 5, 8. No. Don't know anything other than this not being an 8. And in here it's 3, 4, 5. That's 3, 4. That's 3, 5. Neither of them... Oh, I was going to say neither of them are 4. No, that's not true. That's not 4. Okay. And in here we have 1, 4, 5, 8. But only the 1 is obviously eliminated. Can I move on? Yes, no 6. That's 7, 9. That can be the only place for a 6. That's the 2. That's not the 2. That's the 2. Look at me using pencil marks. I feel very sophisticated today. 8. And then 2 digits. 3 and 5, I'm going to say. That's the 5. That's the 3. That's the 4. 5. 3. There has to be a 3 somewhere in here now. Yeah, that's not a 1. Oh, that's a high digit. That is not 6. That's very useful. 7, 8, 9. That's a 3. In fact, that's connected. That's 9. That's 8. That's the low digit of not 2, 3, or 4. That's the 1. Then back to a high digit of 7, 8, or 9. Lovely. That is not a 9. That is a 7. That's not a 4. So I've got 9. What else have I got left? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 and 7. 7 is not here. Nor 9. That's 5. That's 4. That's 5. That's 8. That's 4. I have a 7, 9 pair. That's the 9. That's the 7. This is another 7. That gives me 3 and 7. That gives me an 8, 9 pair now. And I'm sure a bunch of Sudoku to actually help me out, such as this is an 8, this is a 9, this is an 8, this is a 7, 7, 9, that's the 9, that's the 7. Oh. That's the 3. Lovely puzzle, Mr. Sinclair. I'm a big fan of dynamic fog. I love the fact that it's maybe not as obvious in terms of what's next, but maybe I do like it because it sharpens my Sudoku game a bit. Anyway, a little over 10 minutes. Let's take a peek at sort of the next puzzle.